right, third graders, today we're going to talk about division as repeated subtraction. So on Friday, you should have watched the lesson 1-5, division as sharing. So that is taking your whole number, your large number, and then sharing it with other groups to get your answer. Today we're going to take our whole number, our big number, and we're going to subtract to find our answer. It's a lot like multiplication as repeated addition. This time we're just working backwards. So we're going to start with our solve and share. So our story problem says, Lee made 12 tacos. He wants to give some of his friends 2 tacos each. If Lee does not get any of the tacos, how many of his friends will get tacos? And it says that we can solve it in any way that we choose. So remember, the first thing we do is we underline the important information and we circle the question. So, Lee made 12 tacos. So that's how many he has. He wants to give, remember give means take away, some of his friends 2 tacos each. So each friend is going to get 2 tacos. Lee does not get any of the tacos, so how many of his friends will get tacos? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a picture first. So I'm going to draw the 12 tacos that Lee has. These are Lee's 12 tacos. Now he wants each friend to have 2 of them. So I'm going to circle groups of 2 to show 2 tacos being given to one person. So if I circle these 2 tacos, so that represents one friend. And we're trying to find how many friends he can give tacos to. So right now we have 1. I'm going to circle 2 more. So now we have 2 friends can have tacos. If I give away 2 more tacos, that's another friend. 2 more tacos here, 2 here, and 2 here. So, how many friends can have tacos? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 of Lee's friends can have tacos if he does not take any of them. So we started with 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we grouped them by 2 because each friend is getting 2 tacos. So he can have 6 friends eat the tacos.
How can you divide using repeated subtraction? Think about this question during the lesson. June has 10 strawberries to serve to her guests. If each guest eats 2 strawberries, how many guests can June serve? Look at the bar diagram that shows the division. What part shows the total number of strawberries?
Alright, so we have up here, this is our top part of our bar. This is where we always put the total that either we already know or the total that we're trying to find. So at the top, we know she has 10 strawberries, so that's why it goes at the top to show that everything here is part of the equation.
The line above the bar shows the total. There are a total of 10 strawberries. Why is there a 2 in the box? It shows that each guest will get 2 strawberries. What does the arrow stand for? The arrow stands for the number of guests who will get 2 strawberries. How can you use subtraction to solve this problem?
So if I start out with 10 strawberries and I want to give each of my guests 2 of them, how do you think I could use subtraction?
You can use repeated subtraction to find how many groups of 2 are in 10. How do you know when to stop subtracting? You stop when you get to 0. Then you know that there are no more groups of 2 to subtract.
We have our example. We start with 10 and we keep taking away 2 until we reach 0. Alright, so it says to drag the strawberries to the mat to show how many guests can get 2 strawberries. So that is showing 1 guest gets 2. 2 guests can have 2. 3 guests can have 2. 4 guests can have 2. And then our last little bundle is 5. So altogether, 5 guests can have 2 strawberries each.
You can subtract 2 5 times. There are 5 groups of 2 in 10. There are no strawberries left. June can serve 5 guests. How can division be used to solve this problem?
You can write a division equation to find the number of groups.
So when we write our division equation, we always start with our biggest number. You cannot take a small number and divide by a bigger number. You always start with the biggest one. So our division equation would start with 10 divided by 2 strawberries each equals 5 guests. We just found out that our answer is 5.
10 divided by 2 equals what number? What do the parts in the division equation stand for? 10 is the total number of strawberries. 2 is the number of strawberries each guest gets. The question mark is the number of guests who get the strawberries. 10 divided by 2 equals 5. June can serve 5 guests. Now you know how to divide using repeated subtraction.
Alright, we're going to work through a couple of problems. So this is what your workbook would look like if you were in class, and we would go over this part before you went and did the assignment by yourself. So we're going to go over a couple of these, and these are very similar to what's on that practice buddy that we normally do. So here we have show how you can use repeated subtraction to find how many groups of 4 there are in 20. Then write a division equation to solve the problem. So we need to find how many groups of 4 are in 20. So we start with 20, and we're going to subtract 4 since we're using repeated subtraction. 20 minus 4 is 16. Then I'm going to bring my 16 down, and I'm going to keep taking away 4 until I reach 0. Then I count up how many times I took away 4. So I'm going to count all of my 4s that I subtracted. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. means that 20 divided by 4 equals 5, because I have 5 groups of 4 that I subtracted. Here it says use counters or draw a picture to solve, so we will draw a picture. The bell choir has 16 gloves. There are 2 gloves in each pair. How many pairs of gloves are there? So if they have 16 gloves, so I have 16 gloves and I'm going to put them in pairs of 2. So I'm going to circle 2 gloves. Then I'm going to count how many pairs I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how many pairs are there? There are 8 pairs of gloves. Number 3 says, Ruth had 15 dog treats. She gives each of her dogs 3 treats. So she's giving them away. That means we're subtracting or dividing. How many dogs does Ruth have? So she has 15 dog treats. So she has 15 treats, and she gives each of her dogs 3 of them. So I'm going to circle groups of 3. So I have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then I count up how many groups I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means she has 5 dogs. Since each dog gets 3, we know that Ruth has 5 dogs. Alright, we're going to complete these equations. You have some examples of this in your practice buddy for your assignment. It says Ruth picks 14 apples. She places 7 apples in each bag. How many bags does Ruth have? So they started the problem for us. They have 14 minus 7, and we need to find the answer. So 14 minus 7 is 7. Then I take my answer and I bring it down here because now I'm writing a new subtraction problem. I have 7 minus 7 equals 0. So now I'm done subtracting. Now we have to answer the division equation. So remember, our biggest number goes here. She has 14 apples. That's how many she starts with, so that goes first. 14 divided by 7 equals, remember we count how many we subtracted, 1, 2. So 14 divided by 7 equals 2. Ruth has 2 bags. Number 5 says, the wagons on the farm have 4 wheels each. There are 12 wheels. How many wagons are on the farm? So there are 12 wheels, and each wagon has 4 wheels. So we start with 12 because that's our biggest number. We're subtracting. 12 minus 4 equals 8. Then I bring that number down here. 8 minus 4 equals 4. I bring that 4 down. So now it's going to be my first number. 4 minus 4 equals 0. I need to write my division equation. Starts with 12 because there are 12 wheels. Divided by, what was I subtracting? 4, because there are 4 wheels on each wagon, equals 3, because I subtracted 1, 2, 3 times. So that tells me that there are 3 wagons. Alright, your assignment is going to be this practice buddy. So when you get into it, this is exactly what it is. It's this. If you ever need help with it, you can come up to this little box up here where it says question help. You can say, help me solve this, and it will walk you through and help you figure out what you have to do first and next. You can view an example. So this is not the same problem, this is an example. If you keep doing this though, for each question it's going to mark them wrong. So try the question first, and if you don't understand it, then do one of these help tricks. But there's also another look, and it brings up another video for you to watch. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out to your teacher, and don't forget, after each one, you have to check your answer. If you don't check your answer, it's also going to mark it wrong.